The hospital authority has reported a suspected patient data leakage case involving 56,000 patients. More mainland tourists arrive in Hong Kong as the Qingming Festival holidays begin. And the two state-of-the-art American fighter jets have been shot down by Iran. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. The hospital authority has reported a suspected patient data leakage case that involves the information of more than 56,000 patients. The HA suspects the incident could be medical identity theft. Memo Sengai reports.
The hospital authorities' routine monitoring system detected the suspected data breach at around 2 a.m. on Friday. In a statement, the HA said the incident involves leaking the data of more than 56,000 patients from the Kowloon East cluster, including their names, gender, ID card numbers, and details of hospital procedures. Separately, Libby Lee, chief executive of the HA, said the leaked data also contains information of some staff from the cluster. Lee said no evidence has shown that the incident is linked to a cybersecurity attack. On social media, an account that tracks cybercrime claims attackers have uploaded the stolen data onto the dark web, while the HA has reported the matter to the police and the Office of the Privacy Commissioner for Personal Data. A cybersecurity analyst said authorities should conduct more solid configuration monitoring work given that hospitals have a critical business nature.
It should not be done once when the project starts. They need to keep it more ongoing monitoring on those configuration change or even those alert, and even whether the authentication is suddenly is missed out or disabled.
Former lawmaker Michael Teen claims that anesthesiology department of the United Christian Hospital is the victim of this data breach incident. Teen said the breach happened after the hospital had asked its cybersecurity contractor to upgrade the system on Wednesday. He questioned whether the Digital Policy Office had taken part in monitoring the process. Momus 9, TVB News.
Day 2 of the Easter break in Hong Kong. Many tourists are coming from the mainland as this 3-day Qingming Festival holiday began. At the West Kowloon High-Speed Rail Station, inbound high-speed trains pulled in one after another. Travelers streaming to Hong Kong in droves. The trains are packed, the Shenzhen tourist says. With a 3-day Qingming Festival break on the mainland, many holiday makers are opting for a quick trip. This Hubei tourist says he's planning a day trip, strolling from Mongkok to the Avenue of Stars and Victoria Harbour to soak in the city vibes. This Shandong visitor plans to spend $20,000 with his girlfriend to shop in Hong Kong. For Hong Kongers, it's day 2 of the Easter break, but the exodus to the mainland continues. Many destinations along the high-speed rail setting off from Hong Kong are sold out. This Guangzhou-bound tourist says he was not expecting the travel rush to day 2. In Central, some mainland and international tourists say the unstable weather over the coming few days means they need to adjust their itinerary. This tourist from Heilongjiang says they will visit the Wax Museum and malls in Wan Chai and Causeway Bay.
I only have 4 days, so if it will be a storm, I'm gonna go to other places. Maybe indoor.
The weather is kind of disappointing because we're looking forward to go up in the Victoria Peak, but I guess it's raining, but we'll see.
Retail constituency lawmaker Peter Xu says the sector has braced for the slow season, but mega events such as the Rugby Sevens tournament in mid-April will likely even out the retail slump this month.
This is expected because every Easter, every year, a lot of Hong Kong people, they like to visit and travel in another country or even go to mainland China. But for the mainland, there's not a long holiday, so they will not come to Hong Kong to make the balance for the people not in Hong Kong. So I hope we can enhance how to welcome more overseas the visitor come to Hong Kong, because the overseas they also have the Easter holiday.
The Immigration Department estimates around 6.44 million passenger trips will enter and exit Hong Kong's control points throughout the Easter and Qingming festival holiday. Additional manpower has been deployed to manage both passenger and vehicular traffic flows. The government's $2 flat rate or 80% discount public transport concessionary scheme took effect yesterday. But TVB News found some rebate machines malfunctioned. Kowloon Motorbus or KMB said its refund machines have resumed operations today. But TVB News discovered the operations of some machines remain suspended. A rebate machine in Sha Tin does not accept Octopus Card or Joyu Card. The only method to collect the refund is to use credit cards. Secretary for Labor and Welfare Chris Sun said the government has requested KMB to submit a report regarding the matter, stressing that no public money will be lost because of such operational issues. Ships from France and Japan have reportedly been able to sail past the Strait of Hormuz. This as Israel and the U.S. continue to bombard Iran's capital, Tehran. A representative of the Iranian sports community condemned the countries for attacking civilian facilities. Daniel Rao tells us more.
Iran's capital, Tehran, was subjected to large-scale airstrikes by the US and Israel on Friday night. At around 9 o'clock, an aircraft was seen flying over northeastern Tehran, and subsequently Iran's air defense system was activated. More than 2 hours later, Iran was hit by another air attack, leading to major explosions. This comes as a representative of the Iranian sports community condemned the United States and Israel for attacking the country's civilian facilities, saying such acts constitute a violation of international law. The remarks were made at a press conference held amid the debris of the Azadi Sports Complex, where a 12,000-seat stadium primarily used for volleyball matches was destroyed in a US-Israeli strike on March 5th. Meanwhile, Israel's rescue service said Saturday a man was injured after a missile fired by Iran hit Bnei Brak in central Israel. Paramedics treated a 45-year-old man after he was injured by glass shrapnel. The Israeli military also said its air force struck ballistic and anti-aircraft missile storage sites in Tehran. It said the strikes a day earlier included weapons manufacturing sites as well as military research and development facilities. The Israeli military said the strikes are part of an ongoing phase to increase damage to Iran's core systems and foundations. Elsewhere, explosions were heard in Beirut early Saturday as the Israeli military continued attacks. It's been a month since the latest Hezbollah-Israel fighting erupted. Since then, more than 1 million people from southern and eastern Lebanon and Beirut's southern suburbs have fled. More than 1,300 people have been killed in Lebanon. 10 Israeli soldiers have also died there. Dunreal TV News.
Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni has arrived in Doha, Qatar, as part of her visit to 3 Gulf states. She arrived unannounced in the region Friday due to security concerns. She first met with Saudi Prime Minister Mohammed bin Salman discussing the Middle East war, diplomatic efforts towards a solution, and more broadly, how to promote a regional framework that can break free from the current cycle of conflict, Meloni's office said. She also discussed offensive military assistance that Italy is providing against Iranian reprisals to U.S.-Israeli attacks. U.S. employers added a surprisingly strong 178,000 new jobs last month, rebounding from a dismal February. Some economists say the impact of the Middle East war was probably not fully reflected in the latest jobs numbers. Daniel Rao has details.
The U.S. Labor Department reported hiring marked a turnaround from the loss of 133,000 jobs in February. The job gains were about 3 times what economists had forecast. The U.S. unemployment rate was down from 4.4% in February. Factories added 15,000 jobs last month.
The numbers last month got a lift from the end of a strike that had idled 30,000 healthcare workers in February. And warmer weather also helped the construction industry add 26,000 jobs. The drop in unemployment was caused partly because almost 400,000 people dropped out of the labor market. That means fewer people were competing for work. The labor market has been shrinking partly because people are getting older and retiring, and partly because of President Trump's immigration crackdown.
Average hourly wages in the U.S. were up 0.2% from February. The U.S. job market has been in a slump for some time. Last year, employers added an average of just 9,700 jobs a month, the weakest hiring outside a recession since 2002. Most economists say the impact of the Middle East war and higher energy prices was probably not fully reflected in the March jobs numbers. Danaral TV News.
And still ahead, Chief Executive John Lee announced the expansion of the after-school care service scheme. Pope Leo XIV carried the cross in Rome following Good Friday tradition with commemoration processions around the world. Welcome back. Chief Executive John Lee has announced the expansion of the after-school care service scheme. Primary school principals and participating organizations hope the government can assist in hiring staff. Chief Executive John Lee recently visited a primary school in Kowloon City to inspect the scheme's effectiveness. To alleviate the caregiving pressure on working families, the government introduced the after-school care service scheme in 2023. Under the scheme, the government provides care subsidies. Primary schools provide venues, and social welfare organizations provide after-school care for students. Teachers or social workers help with homework and playgroup games with them, with priority given to low-income families. As of last month, over 200 primary schools participated, providing 10,500 places. Secretary for Culture, Sports and Tourism Rosanna Law expects over 1 million tourists will visit Hong Kong during the mainland's May Day Golden Week holiday this year. Speaking on a radio program on Saturday, Rosanna Law also said the situation in the Middle East has not affected the willingness of tourists from Europe and the United States to visit Hong Kong. In the first 3 months of this year, Hong Kong received over 14 million visitors, a year-on-year increase of 17%. Law said this was mainly due to a series of major events, especially the Art March, including Art Basel and the Live Golf Tour Hong Kong leg. She pointed out that Hong Kong has a series of major events coming up soon, including the Rugby Sevens in 2 weeks and the Cheung Chau Bun Scrambling Contest. Written exams for the Hong Kong Diploma of Secondary Education Examination, or DSE, will begin next week. Some exam takers are turning to AI to support their preparation. This secondary 6 student is poised to sit this year's DSE exam. She has been leveraging various AI tools to study. One example is generating mind maps to revise both arts and science subjects. She says the AI-supported mind maps help break down the content into smaller parts. Every time before drilling past papers, she reviews the mind maps. In the past, her predicted biology results were around level 3. Now in mock exams, she's expected to attain a level 5. Teachers too are deploying AI to assist with marking. The school's vice principal, also a biology teacher, says before AI, even after marking carefully, it was difficult to write very detailed comments. AI can generate 30 reports, each tailored to the individual student's weaknesses and characteristics for their improvement.
Hello, ready to speak with confidence.
A tech company has also rolled out an AI interactive tutor simulating real-time one-on-one conversations with students.
How can we start talking about handling disagreements?
The team says AI can assess the degree of fluency, including pauses during speaking practices, and calculate overall score that aligns with the DSE curriculum. Through the Christian Holy Week, faithful around the world have commemorated the crucifixion of Jesus Christ in processions and prayers from the Vatican to the Americas and also war-torn Middle East. An annual Good Friday tradition since the 1960s, the Way of the Cross ceremony at Rome's Colosseum led by the Pope commemorates the final hours of Jesus' life, from his death sentence to taking up the cross to his crucifixion, death and burial. Outside the monument, some 30,000 faithful gathered and followed the stations as they were recited over loudspeakers. This year, Pope Leo XIV carried the cross through all 14 stations, the first pontiff in decades to lift the cross himself for the entire procession. Ascending the stairs to the Palatine Hill, Pope Leo gave the final blessing.
Padre e Figlio.
In Rome, the pagan Colosseum was where gladiators once battled to their death. Legend has it that Christians were also thrown to the lions here, and that is why this monument has become an important symbol of Christian martyrdom. At the Vatican's Good Friday prayer service presided over by Pope Leo, the preacher exhorts, in such times of hatred and violence, even the name of God is invoked to justify wars, Christians are called to approach the Lord's cross without fear and place our lives at the service of others. In Lebanon, Christian villagers in Ramesh mark Good Friday with processions and prayers for those roiled by the ongoing Israeli bombardment in southern Lebanon. Israel has declared that southern Lebanon up until the Litani River will be a security zone. Over 1 million people in Lebanon have been displaced over the past month. Christian faithful in Gaza City remembering Good Friday in somber chants and reverence. This church has been a shelter for dozens of families that remained in the Gazan compound since 2023. Commemorating too are devotees across Latin America. In Ecuador's capital, Quito, filling the streets were thousands of Veronicas and cucuruchos who wear purple robes representing penitents in this procession. Winding through one of Rio de Janeiro's largest favela, the Good Friday procession wound through the narrow streets. With a two-decade local tradition of Via Crucis, the reenactment of Jesus' final moments through the crucifixion. Good Friday is part of the Holy Week, the Christian observance that leads to Easter Sunday, when Christians mark the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And that's the news. Thank you for watching.